Okay, so today we're in open G. And we're going to do the major scale first, where I know it, and then I'm going to go into places where I don't know it and try and find it by ear. Okay, so major scale. That's where we're going to start. So 2, like in the open D video yesterday, but we're 1 string down. Open, 2, 4, 5. So open. This is a G string, your low G. 2, 4, 5. Open, 2, 4, 5. That's a G right here too. I rarely use it though. This G, the only time I really use it is when I want to get some more bottom end in open G if I'm playing a blues song. Okay, so again. Now this time, we're going to go to this G. So same pattern starting. Then instead of going to this G, we're going to this open G. Then on the second string, so open on your B string, which is now it's B. On the first fret, open. So we're going to break that into 2 pieces. Now we're going to start on the G string. Okay. So G, 2, B, 1, D, 2, 4, 5 to your G. This is a G note, okay? So getting that into your head. So you can find it all over by ear. Okay. Then we can do it here, starting on the G. Oops, that's wrong. So we're going from the 17th, 16th, 14th, 12th, 10th, 9th, 7th, 5th. So all you have to remember when you're playing in with major scale, when you're coming off, like often if I'm playing like a blues, I'll be coming off at the 3rd fret, between the 5th and the 3rd fret. Now what you're doing is you're going between the 5th and the 2nd fret. Okay? Now somewhere else, let's try and find, there's a G. Now this one I don't know, so I'm just trying to figure it out. So this is a G at the 6th fret on the B string. Now I'm right off the fretboard. So you can find it there. So this is right here. So it's in between frets. That's wrong. So because it's in my head, even though I didn't know it there, I can find it there. Because once it's in your head, the relationship of notes inside of, it's internalized, you'll be able to find it anywhere. These are major notes. So that's how you find the major scale, and then I just did a little exercise where I didn't know where it was on that string because I don't use it there, and slowly found it because it's internalized inside of me. So you'll be able to do that. So just keep practicing this. 5, 4, 2, open, 1, open, 2, open. So you can cover the whole neck, okay? And then you can find it in other spots. You can make that part of your practice, okay? Next, we're going to come back and deal with pentatonic stuff. Okay, so for the G pentatonic, I'm just playing it the way I play it, like the way I picked it up by ear and learned it. Easy way. As long as you're starting on the 1, well here actually I'm not, I'm starting on the 7th of G. And then ending on the 1 there. So we're always going from the 1 to the 1, except in this case. So much stuff. So these two strings here Everything else is just on the 3rd fret. You could just do, without doing this, the easiest way, easier way. You could do it that way. Okay? So all on the 3rd, except for the 1 here, which we have in common with the major scale. So there's so much stuff just in between here and going up here. So you could go to the G, which is at the 5th, to the 8th, to the 10th, to the 12th. So 12, 10, 8, 8. See, I call this the Charlie Patton lick because Charlie Patton position because so by learning these little scale positions, it's not about practicing scales over and over, like I've said before in my other video on Open D. It's about getting those relationships between notes into your head, and then at will you can go between the major scale and the pentatonic scale. So, you know, if you're learning a song or you're listening to a recording of a particular artist, whether it be Son House or Charlie Patton or anybody, Chicago blues players, whoever, you know the difference in your head between the major scale, the major pentatonic, the minor pentatonic, because I'm using all of those scales when I'm playing this type of stuff. Here's another area. So I'm going from the 12, 10, 11, 12. You can do it chromatically. And then go up here to your G7. 12, 10, 8, 5, 3, and off. And double stops, because this is your flatted 5th here. So these 3 strings are the same as in standard tuning. So if you know your pentatonic scale already in standard tuning, then you know this. So here I'm just going from the 5th, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, off. So you have those notes too. And like I said, you can get a lot of bottom end here by throwing that D in there. I know that Keith Richards takes that off his guitars, so he's got his 5-string guitars, but I like that D. So this is my G7, okay? This is my G note. So if I were playing, I'm going to be between a G and a G7. To my 4-chord, my 4-chord 7. Whoops. Now for your 5-chord, you can do your D and this note here. 4-chord. This chord for your 5, you can do your 5-chord here. I would use this D. Chord. Stuff like that. The thing that I find the hardest on this, like playing upright, I don't have as much trouble isolating notes. Like this stuff covering the whole chord. It's harder for me to isolate notes. Like I make a lot of mistakes because I'm just learning on this, right? You'll notice this finger too is always dragging behind everything. Usually I'm not using my pinky. So, this is G7, this is G, this is the 7th of G, this is my 4 chord, this is the 7th of the 4 chord at the 8th fret. This is my 5 chord at the 10th fret is the 7th. So I can go. Back to G. That's a G here. Remember we just learned that with the major scale? So I could end a song like that. The old Robert Johnson thing. So another thing that I wanted to show for isolating strings that I do as a little exercise sometimes, I just started doing it on this. doing is I'm going open G, open G. I have my window open and I don't know who's out there doing that. I have open G, so I'm just doing a shuffle field. Then open D, half step to, I don't know what that note is. So we'll just skip the first part. Then I move up a half step to here. To get my 4 chord. So I'm moving from here, from the 5th on the 5th string. Then I slide all the way down to the 2nd. Then open 3rd. Half step. Open. For my 4 chord, I go to the D string, slide up, okay, so I'm starting open, 2nd, but I slide immediately to the 4th. Step. Back here. Very hard for me to do this. I'm slow. I just keep making mistakes. Forgive me, please. Just start it all over again. So that helps. That little exercise helps you to isolate strings. And then there's raking. So I'm hitting, I've got my finger across there, I've got the bar down. And then I'm hitting a whole chord. Learning to go up and down like long slides. So I showed this in D, but in G, so you start at the 3rd, at the 5th, sorry, on your 1st string. Okay. little scale thing you can do. Just keep going around and around with that to internalize that 12 bar thing, okay, because that helps with everything. So like I said, I'm just learning. Another thing I'd like to point out, because somebody had said something on the Facebook group about damping. Practice that. Practice raking and cutting that off. Because we have this 7th here, this flatted 5th, sorry, that works on the whole chord. Cut that off. So practice that. And vibrato, which is just another thing. If you have good vibrato and good intonation, you can play very simply and be very effective. So when I'm doing vibrato, I'm not going over the fret. That doesn't sound right. I'm going to the fret and back. Okay, to the fret and back, to the fret and back, to the fret. It's a lot easier for me to do it playing upright. Which I find very difficult. I'm having trouble with it. Just remember that. Vibrato, raking. cutting stuff off. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that helped.